Hello everybody and welcome to Studel Talk. It's already January 2026. I'm really sorry that I didn't upload anything in December because my life got super busy and I didn't have any chance to sit back on my laptop and record myself. But now I want to tell you why I was busy. So hear me out. On the 1st of December, I adopted such a cute little tiny cat. Her name is Nala, but then I changed to Fiona because I just didn't feel like Nala belonged to her. And then she doesn't respond to both of the names. Like if I call her Fiona, no, nothing. If I call her Nala, also nothing. And one day I was just talking to her because I was cleaning her litter and I was basically saying, "Oh baby, you're such a cute little baby and you blah 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 blah." And then whenever I said the word baby, she was responding. She was looking back or coming to me. So then I decided to call her baby. Now she has like two names, so one like an official, let's say, would be Fiona, even though she doesn't respond to that name, and now I just call her baby. And it's been a month now since I adopted her and she has been very cute. But one story that I know that I heard from the adoption lady, that she has been bullied by one cat, and when I saw that cat looked maniac. Like his eyes were so mad and looking at me like I wanna kill ya. So baby was always in the corner apparently, and I'm not sure if she was eating or pooping well, I don't know. Because as soon as she stepped in my apartment, of course it's like a new place, stressful and traveling, this kind of thing, she was shaking a lot. And I gave her food and water and she was eating that food like, I don't know, so crazy. So it made me feel like she was so afraid of that cat. Probably she didn't move from that corner and didn't eat, maybe didn't go to toilet so much. And also it was so sad how smelly she was. I don't think she was even cleaning herself or something. I also didn't understand how that was possible. So one thing I thought, she peed in the transport box. And the thing is, she also had some kind of poop stain and this kind of thing. So guys, like I have no clue what she went through. So it was smelling like a homeless person. Like I was so shocked that I thought I was smelling like this, and I discovered actually it was coming from her back of 2 feet, and it has stained, like this pee stain and bit of poop. So I tried to clean. I wasn't sure what I had to do, so I asked my like 2 friends that have cats, and they suggested me to maybe clean it with damp towels, and then I just trashed that towel. And I did that, but of course, it will never remove the odor, but I think it kinda cleaned like in some way. And other friend of mine was saying that cats will clean themselves, just give some days and it will be gone. Within a week I didn't smell anything from her tail nor from her feet, so it got way better and now she smells amazing. Wow, that amazing sounded like Mike Tyson, amazing. Yeah, anyhow, some friends of mine already met Fiona, or baby, and she has been very feisty. Like she wants to play but then also wants to fight. She also slept next to my friends, so it means like she's very calm around my friends, and which I'm very happy because I wasn't sure if she will be okay with people coming over. And with me she is not that cuddly, I have to say, and also she doesn't like getting petted so much. That's one indication that maybe she was kind of traumatized by certain things, because she doesn't like hands. Whenever I try to pet her a bit longer, she starts to bite and scratch my hands and also dodges my hands. And the thing is that I don't necessarily go after her and scare her, because it's a cat. I have to make her feel comfortable like at home, and I never know what kind of characteristics she has. And whenever I talk to like cat owners or cat owners, and they say me the same thing, like give her time and space, eventually cats come to you. So this is what I do. Whenever she wants to be petted, she will come and I will just pet like, I don't know, very shortly, and then if she wants to play, she sits and looks at me. I mean, not looks at me, she even like stares at me, and then I know that she wants to play because she doesn't move at all. Like once, I think she even stared at me like half an hour or something, and she gave up and she came next to me. And I would have to say having a cat is so nice. I know some people don't like cats, and that's completely fine. But for me, I think it's the best, because if I own a dog, it's gonna be very hard for me. My apartment is very small, and plus I don't have time in the morning and evenings to take a walk with her or him. And also, dogs are very social animals, I think, and I have to be at work the whole day. So if I leave that dog alone, it's not good for him. So cats can be okay. I think cat can be very independent, and whenever I come home, like after leaving her half of a day or something like this, she would be either just looking like waking up from her nap or something, or she will be just waiting from in front of the door. And we have a schedule. So at 11, it's her last time to eat. So I have this automatic feeder, and I put several times of feeding. And yeah, after 11, we go to bed. She gets her first food at 6:40, so I wake up also 6:40, which is also kind of good for me. So I have scheduled to sleep at 11 or something like this. But of course, it's not gonna be like this every day, and sometimes I want to meet my friends and go out. And I realized like during the Christmas holidays, she was completely fine. I think one of the nights I came around 2 or 3 and she was completely fine. She was just sleeping. And of course, I was a bit tipsy or whatever, and I gave her more food because I was like, oh, baby, you need more food. I love you, blah, blah, blah. So she got extra food, and I have the feelings she gained some weight. But whoever met my cat in the beginning, they said like, oh my God, your cat looks so small. I don't think she is 1 year old. And now I look at her, I feel like, yeah, I think I'm feeding her well. Also, like having a cat or pet, I think people will understand. Sometimes you get extra caring or, worrying, which already happened to me once because her stool got changed. I would say the consistency was more like liquidish. So I was Googling like what's going on. My cat's stool got changed, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Google gives you millions of answers, and it was like, oh, you have to go to vet because your cat might be having this and that. And I was so worried because it was right before Christmas, and or even on a Christmas Eve or something like this, and there is no vet working. And I was like kind of freaking out and thinking, shit, what am I gonna do? But in general, her behavior was okay. She was very playful, she was eating, she was drinking, she was not really like looking sickish or behaving sickish, because I was reading how they act when they're sick. And I was asking a friend of mine who also has a cat, and he also had similar panic, but not because of stool changes, but it was something different, and he went to vet. So I was kind of asking him like, to make myself feel better in a way if I'm worrying too much or something like this. And then he was like, just give some days and check again if the stool is the same, maybe you know why. But he also mentioned that maybe she has been eating some kind of food, leftover food, this kind of shit. And then I realized actually she does that because once I caught her licking this dirt water from the sink, and I was like, oh my God, baby, you cannot do this. But she does it when I'm not there. So I guess her tummy is not getting used to this kind of thing, and that's why she was acting a bit weird. And another thing I thought of is maybe her wet food is not good for her tummy. And one day I didn't give her any wet food, and I was just monitoring if it's either the dry food or wet food. And then her stool got changed. It got more, healthier, whatever indication. And then I completely stopped giving that wet food, and I decided to buy different wet food. And now she is fine. Her stool is fine. So guys, whoever has a cat, please, talk to the people that has also cats, and you can then share some information, and you don't need to necessarily freak out by yourself. And if you really need some help, I think you can also also Google it, but sometimes Google doesn't help you so much because it says like tons of things. Yeah, so this is my journey having a cat. And now she was just playing around, and I think it's her nap time. She's on my couch on this fluffy thingy, my blanket, and she's just zoning off, which is so cute. And she's completely fine with, when I'm talking or watching things, she can fall asleep. But guys, during the New Year's Eve, oh my goodness, fireworks can be very loud and it can sound like there's some kind of war is going on. And I wasn't sure how baby would react. And I already told my friends that I won't be able to spend the midnight with them because I have to be with my baby. But then we had dinner, and then I left earlier and came home. And of course, people would start, having a fireworks even from 8 p.m. on. And I realized she didn't touch her food, which never happened, to be honest, because whenever the dispenser gives the food, she immediately jumps and runs to the food and eats it. And I realized the food has been sitting there for like over an hour, and she's extra cuddly. She's looking at me like something is wrong. Then I realized, okay, she got scared. Probably, there was some fireworks already started and she heard it and she did not know what to do, so she got scared and she didn't even touch her food. So maybe she was just hiding. And then I decided to play something in the background, some calm music or some kind of, TV show, so that it kind of distracts her. And I tried to play with her. She was responsive in the beginning. And 12 came, guys. Wow. It was horrible for both of us, especially for baby. So there were fireworks everywhere, and I realized my windows are shit. You can hear even wind sound, so I think this is just a shit windows. And of course, the fireworks were just blasting here and there, everywhere, every corner. So she was in the living room, and she started to panic, and she starts to run around in the apartment to find a safe place because she thought maybe if she goes different rooms, there will be less fireworks, but it's not like that. And she ran into my bedroom, and she saw it was even worse, so she ran back again to the living room. So she was doing this like reaction or whatever several times. And then, guys, I did not know what to do, so I just her up and we went into the bathroom, because in the bathroom it's way less sound, but we would still hear the fireworks. So she kind of calmed down and she kind of loafed on the floor. And my bathroom is very small, so for her is small room, already panicking. So I think she started to panic and she wanted to go out, and I of course let her. And then she found a place to hide, was then my dining table. I'm not sure how long she stayed there. I just let her be there, and I was playing again calm music, and of course the fireworks started to get less and less. And we spent maybe like this like 2-3 hours, and at some point I was even thinking, okay, maybe I should sleep on my couch because I just wanna monitor her. And of course I was googling stuff, and then it said like if your cat looks calmer, like loafing, it's gonna be okay. She's just needs some time to calm even more. And you can of course go back to your bedroom and sleep and just leave the door open, which I always do that anyway. So I decided to go to my bed because I was just dying. I was so tired. And at some point, like around 4 or 5 in the morning, she came to my bed, so she slept next to me. Recently, it's so interesting, she started to sleep next to my body, more upper part of my body. She never did that in the beginning. She was always in my feet area, and now it's so nice because it's so cute that she's just, whenever I wake up, she's next to me. And sometimes, I don't know, I may push her because I move around, and then I realize oh, I think I woke her up, and I look at her. She's looking at me mad because I woke her up. And sometimes in the mornings now, she is waking me up because she wants to have some food or whatever, so she jumps on me. Oh my god, those jumps are so heavy, guys. And yes, this is my experience with cat, my baby. I hope from now on everything will get better and better, and probably next year, New Year's Eve, I don't know what to do. I will try different solution. Okay, so with this, I was kind of explaining you how I am doing with the cat, but besides the story, I wanted to actually talk about how my December went. Okay, so from December 8th, I started pottery class, and this was fully influenced by my friend who actually did 3 times of course, and she really loved it, and she was sharing with me her experience how it is. And I also like this kind of making things artsy, crafty shit. And I looked at the price, 8 times of a course. It was quite okay price, I would say. So I told her, yes, let's do it. And now we did like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times already. And I don't know, whenever I watched, people doing pottery or ceramics, come on, it looked so easy. And now I started doing this. Oh my god, it's so hard. I did not know I needed so much core muscles. And gosh, throwing clays. Oh my goodness. You have to fucking center that clay to make something, right? Because the wheel is, going around like in a circle. And if you don't center your clay, then the shape will be so weird. You will lose, things. The centering is still the hardest thing I am dealing with. And to be honest, doing such activities once in a week is so therapeutic. So the classes from 6 to 9, and I try to work until like 5:30 or something, and then I go to the class. And my friend also comes really like on a time, and then we just concentrate on doing ceramics, and then later on we talk, which is so nice because I get to see her every week at least once. And yeah, this has been very nice experience, and whoever wants to do ceramics, I highly recommend Rami Ceramics. And the teachers are very nice and they're so patient. They will always like kind of explain you again and again how to throw clay, how to center, and the person will come to you and show you how to do it. So it has been very nice for me. I would have to say that I'm learning a lot, and I hope one day I will be able to do it alone. Have you ever checked the ceramics in some shops and you see like it's, I don't know, about more than 30 euros or 20, 10, depending on the size and shape and this kind of thing? Now I understand why they are so expensive. I cannot even make a mug, guys. I'm still trying to make this espresso cup or the small one. Still, I cannot really do it well. And the other day, the friend of mine asked me like, hey, can you please make a mug for me? I was like, yeah, pay me 30 something euros. And he was like, what? I will make you for free. I was like, yeah, let's see. Okay, so another highlight of my December was Christmas markets. So Christmas markets are very hyped thing in Austria, because I think the most beautiful Christmas markets are actually in Vienna, and people love to come here to experience that. And I want to give you actually a bit of a history how it started. The Christmas market began towards the end of 13th century as a winter market, and this was allowed by Emperor Albrecht, and the citizens held the market throughout December to stock up on food and supplies for the cold season. And this started in Vienna. Over the centuries, the idea traveled across Austria, Germany, and most Europe. By the 16th century, these markets began to take a more religious and festive character tied to Advent and Christmas. Gradually, it became more closely related to Christmas. Today, Christmas markets have spread across the world. And in Vienna, there are, I think, officially like 20 Christmas markets. And it starts from like middle of November till like Christmas time. And guys, like it's so crowded. Sometimes I hate going to, this most famous Christmas markets, because then it's mostly filled with tourists, and to be honest, every year is the same huts, same drinks, and drinks are even more expensive. But this year somehow I went to many Christmas markets and different ones. So for me, I would say the top one will be the one at Spittelberg. The huts are placed in between the alleys, and the stuff that they sell can be very hipsterish, so I like the vibe. And for me this year, the drinks were, I think, same price, but the deposits were way cheaper. So a deposit is for the cups. And I like drinking Glühwein because I don't like punch that much. And wherever I go, I taste different Glühweins, of course, like depending on how they prepare, etc. And also the most delicious one I got was at Spittelberg. So if someone wants to go to Christmas market next year, please go to Spittelberg, and it's very cute. And one can get drunk with Glühwein, guys. For me this year I had 3 cups of Glühwein, so 1 cup is around like 250 ml, and Jesus Christ, I was like spinning. At the end of my third drink, I think I was saying things double. Also, one thing I want to tell you is that I didn't have dinner because we met straight after our work, which was not a good idea. We should have eaten before. But a good thing is that the Christmas markets are closed from like 9 p.m. onwards. So for me, it's good. I just go home, eat something, and sleep. That was amazing. You see, now I am a very old person. I'm already thinking about my bed when it's like 7 p.m. or something. I calculate the day like when I can go to bed. Sometimes when I meet with my friends, I have to tell them like, hey, can we hang out like from 6 or 7 so I can go home around 10 and go to bed at 11. Okay, so these are the activities I have been doing, and another thing I wanted to mention is that December was full with, socializing since people were going back home for Christmas, and I wanted to say bye to my friends before that. And there was like every day something going on. As I mentioned before, that I'm doing the ceramic course, so once a week I do that, and then I like doing some sports, and then of course I want to catch my friends before that. So every day, I try to plan with people, and yeah. Also, work can get very busy because everybody wants to at least finish something before holidays, so it was very tough for me, I have to say. And plus work activity, like we also had Christmas outing or something like this, and that also takes my whole energy, because with my friends it just comes very naturally, my energy, how I spend, right? Because I know them, I can be myself, and I don't really care sometimes what I say. But I think with my colleagues, and I have to think, right, like, okay, I'm not in the situation that we are not friends, we are colleagues, so I have to be, careful what I say, this kind of thing. That took my also energy so much. So here what I'm trying to tell you is that I am sort of introvert person, but I am also extrovert. So maybe I'm in like a middle. But December, when it reached to Christmas, I was already like, social battery was going low and lower. And then my 2 friends decided to stay in Vienna because they had their personal reasons to stay here, and they are Catalans. I really love them. I really love them. And they were like, oh, we have to do Catalan way of Christmas. We celebrate from 24th to 26th. In the beginning, I thought that was a lie, or not a lie, but I thought they were joking. But it turned out to be true, guys. We celebrated from 24th to 26th. And guys, I don't celebrate Christmas. First of all, I'm not Christian. Second of all, I don't care about Christmas at all. It's not in our culture to celebrate Christmas, so for me, I did not know this was like this. But of course, we do celebrate New Year's Eve and plus our Lunar New Year. So if I compare to that, for me, it was something like Lunar New Year. So on Christmas Eve, we gathered at my friend's parents' place and we brought some traditional food from our countries. I brought hoshor, and it's like a deep fried and it looks like empanadas. And then on 25th, these 2 friends of mine who stayed, Catalan friends, they made a very nice dinner, guys. No, it was not even dinner, it was lunch. Oh my goodness, we spent until like 2 or 3 a.m. eating, drinking, talking, and for me, from lunchtime to that time, if I drink like this, I would have gone already, wasted the next day. But we were eating, bit by bit, drinking bit by bit. It was amazing. And socializing part also amazing because they are my friends, so it's nice. But then I was so tired from even beginning of that month, and for me some parts were very overwhelming. and I was not responding some, things very well. Some jokes can become like insulting for me, this kind of thing. So I was extra mean to my friend. And then I realized like, fuck guys, like I have to be alone. Like I want to be alone to, have my social battery. Otherwise I'm becoming meaner and I don't know, just not so nice person to my friends. And I don't like that. And on the 26th, we gathered up for dinner, and it was just a short one because everybody was already tired. And I already told them, like, hey guys, I need my time, so I will just come whenever I want and I will leave whenever I want. And they're understanding people, so they agreed to that. And then I think 27 and 8, I just, stayed home, did my stuff like climbing, and I went to museum to see stuff. And it was nice for me because I needed this to, come back at my normal level of socializing. So on New Year's Eve, I was in a good mood and I was super happy that I was already getting better in my mind or mental, whatever. As I mentioned earlier, that I was with my cat when the time was changing to the next year or whatever. And to be honest, I kind of enjoyed it because before that I used to be with my friends, like, when the time was changing or the year was changing. And this year somehow I just wanted to be, kind of alone with my cat and to see how I'm gonna truly feel. And then later I was so tired, but then I got such a big FOMO because my friends went out to the club that I also really like going with them. So it was in between, like I felt how it is when you're alone when the year is changing. For me, I thought I will feel very lonely or something, but because maybe I had my cat, I didn't feel like that. And also I couldn't really, pay attention. The year was changing because of my cat's reaction to the fireworks. So guys, with this I explained you that how my December went. And now is 2026 and I hope your New Year's Eve was great, or not even great, whatever. For you great, then that's most important. And I hope you had a nice start of the new year. And even if you have New Year's resolution, I hope you will follow that throughout the year. If not, doesn't matter. So for me, new year, old me, I don't care. I don't want to do New Year's resolution because that will stress me out. And with this, I am coming to the end of my episode, and thank you for listening to my podcast. I'm always happy to hear any comments, improvement, whatever you have. And please share the words that I have such a cool podcast called Strudel Talk, and follow me, subscribe. Before ending my episode, one thing I forgot, I was sharing weekly song suggestion, and for this week I found the song that I was looking for forever. Okay, the band is called Nile Francis. Oh my god, I hope I'm pronouncing it correct. The song name is Some Kind of Static. I hope you will like this song. And until next episode, bye!